Hello, good to have you again. The program still remains the Polity on Kaftan Television. I am Okechukwu Onubogu. Today we'll be talking a lot about the polity, of course, which is what happens most of the time when we come on the program. But I won't be here alone this day. I've got two gentlemen that will help me handle the matters we want to talk about today. We want to look at the speech of the president, the independent speech, and we'll look at the economic impartation of that statement, and also consider the fact that some other politicians, of course, the opposition parties, are somewhat opposed to what he said in that. Some part of the things he said anyway. But then that's also part of the politics of Nigeria, and so we expect that things like that will still happen. But then I want to let you know that I got, as I said, two gentlemen. The one that is closest to me, the one with me here, is Dr. CLEM AGUIYI. Dr. CLEM AGUIYI happens to be a legal practitioner. He is a writer, he is a public affairs analyst, and a fellow of the Abuja School of Socio-Political Thoughts. You know, after mentioning all these things, if I don't tell you also that he's a politician, it may not sound okay, because he was a local government chairman in Njikoka in Anambra State. So we want to say welcome, sir. Good to have you on the program.
Thank you for having me. And I would like to also add that I'm a political animal, not a politician.
Okay, you're a political animal. I'm not a politician. Okay, that's good. It's good to know that you're here, sir. And as a political animal, we have to discuss political matters. And of course, man is a political animal. So he is trying to say he is a man, full-fledged, very qualified to be on the program today. Thank you so much for coming, sir.
Thank you.
I also want to say that I have another person. And this other person too happens to be, just like the first one, a writer. And apart from that, he is also, let me also say, a politician. He's been involved in politics. I mean, he has gone for political positions, vied for elections before now. I won't forget that. And he's here. I think he vied for the Senate in the FCT some years back.
Twice,
okay. So he is a politician. And he is also the visionary of the Blueprint for National Retrieval Project. That project for the Dream Nigeria. That is the new Nigeria, as we want to put it. And he's here to share with us on all that we'll do today. And he is, as I said, an author as well. Elder EJODAME EMMANUEL. He is a JP. All of that. We say welcome to our program today.
Oh, a great delight to be here.
Yes,
honestly, yes. Great delight to be here.
All right, thank you. Looking at what we've got, we want to look at the fact that on the 1st of October, our president made a speech, and of course, we always expect speeches from leaders. Each time it's that kind of time, you know, like time for independence, time for New Year, and all those things. So the same thing has happened. And in the speech of our president, he gave us hope. You know, with him, we've been talking about renewed hope. He has a renewed hope agenda. And in his speech, he had given us hope and told us some beautiful things that had happened and things that he hopes will continue to happen in the country. How he's trying to make sure that the nation is an economically viable nation, and all that and all that. I want to say, all of that put together, first of all, what do you think about it all? And I want to begin with you, EJODAME EMMANUEL. What do you think about all that is said? And just a summary before we go into further discussion.
To the presidential address, and I couldn't have expected otherwise, because you can only give what you have. I was neither impressed, and I'm not also taking the side of the opposition, never.
Yes.
And if anything, because actually he is very much advantaged. I mean the president.
Yes.
Very much to do so many things to earn the praise of the country. And if only a kind of a reversal, because his first day in office gave us pain, gave us tears. This would be an opportunity to do a reversal, but that he did not do. So to me, it's a kind of buttressing the systemic failure. We are concerned about the failure of the system, and just as I said, you can only give what you have. The present arrangement has not helped matters.
Okay,
that's my take home.
Thank you so much. We also want to find out from you, Barrister AGUIYI, Dr. AGUIYI, what do you think about all that that speech made?
Well, I will begin by congratulating Nigeria for their 65
years of existence.
And I want to commend Nigerians, fellow Nigerians, who have endured being Nigerian for the past 65 years.
Yes.
Because to be a Nigerian is not easy.
Yes, he said endured.
Yes, the people of this country have really endured this country. Because some of the things that have happened in this country and happening in this country will not happen in many countries, and people will still remain peaceful and hoping that things will be better. The president's speech gave hopes, like have been said by my colleague here. His speech gave hopes, and one thing we expect government to do is to give hope to the people, because without hope, everything is lost. No matter how bad things are, we need to have hope, look at a better future. And looking at his speeches, the things he said, of course, the president mentioned about the growth in revenue. Of course, I mean, that is there. There is an increase in the revenue generation of the country, especially in terms of what is being paid in as tax and AGUIYI generated by different government agencies into the coffers of government. Of course, that is commendable. There is of course a significant increase in our GDP, which has risen to from where it was before.
Yes,
and that is also a fact. But the areas that I think I may disagree with him is where he said that security has improved. When you have any Nigerian anywhere in the world, anywhere in the country, that is still being killed by bandits, if we have a lot of arms in the hands of bandits terrorizing the people, you cannot say that security has improved. No Nigeria deserves to die in the hands of non-state actors, extrajudicial killings all over the country.
Yes.
No Nigeria deserves that kind of life.
Yeah.
And so long as any Nigerians are still dying in the hands of bandits, just this afternoon, breaking news, an Ekwa pastor that was kidnapped sometime in August and ransom paid was reported killed by bandits. So this kind of things happening gives you concern, because the insecurity is getting closer and closer every day. I also would disagree with him that peace has returned. Returned to where? If farmers can still not go to farm in many parts of Nigeria, in Benue, in Katsina, in Zamfara, and everything, we cannot feed ourselves because of insecurity. We have left our borders open for people from everywhere to flock into Nigeria and are terrorizing Nigerians. And the Nigerian city centers like Abuja are overpopulated now with people that are displaced from their different places. These people want to go home. And so long as there are people in IDP camp in Nigeria, so long as there are squads of places occupied by terrorists that the Nigerian government cannot even go in there, the military cannot even go in there, you cannot say that peace has returned in Nigeria. No place in Nigeria should be in the hands of criminal elements. But you find out that a sizable number of spaces in Nigeria are occupied by these terrorists and bandits. And maybe because of the rainy season, they're on holiday for 1 day or 2 days. That doesn't mean that peace has returned. Until our government, our military, our security agencies turn the heat on these bandits and finish them up and free our space so that Nigerians can move around freely, so that people can go to the farms, so that people can sleep with their 2 eyes open.
Yeah.
Peace
Closed,
has
rather.
not.
2 eyes closed.
2 eyes closed.
Yes.
Peace has not returned anywhere in Nigeria. It's still the same old story. So in that sense, I don't agree with the president. And there are also things he said about youth empowerment and NEL Fund. You understand?
Yes.
And those things that he said about NEL Fund, and there's an argument about surrounding it.
Yes.
I mean, 20,000 naira per student, thank you very much. But what 20,000 naira can buy? 8,000 naira cannot buy a plate of food. I'm talking about eating ewedu and amala.
Amala, yes.
With maybe 1 meat or 1 fish. You're spending 4,000 naira on a meal. So 2 times a day, you have 2 square meals, you have spent 8,000 naira, no matter how you want to economize it. You know, ordinary indomie, just indomie and egg for one student to eat is about 4,000 naira to have it done. So you find that 20,000 naira is, well, for somebody who doesn't have, it's something.
It is something, but then it's just for a while.
Money that cannot last you for 2 days. So, and then it's not a grant, it's a loan. You know what I'm saying? So, and that loan cannot even sustain you.
Yes.
And by the time you finish school and come out from school, you don't get a job to even start paying back that loan. See, it's a question, it's a problem. So we got to look at it and look at the funding of that NEL fund. Are you abolishing TET fund to take the fund from TET fund to go and
establish another?
Establish a NEL fund.
Another fund.
And when you do that, what happened to TET fund that has been able to improve facilities in our public universities?
Yes.
So these are issues that you have to look into. Because what I've noticed is that governments try to solve one problem and end up creating another one problem. And that is what this government has been expert in doing, solving one problem and creating another one. Because when they tell you that GDP has increased, inflation what do they call it? AGUIYI has improved. But then you're borrowing money from all over every place you see money you borrow. Our debt profile is almost like 1.6 trillion. 100 something trillion, 100 something trillion. It's already out of hand.
It is.
You know? So, and the inflation that you have in the statistics are not reflecting in the pocket of the people. You go to the market, you think that you are robbed.
Yes.
Because you can't see what you bought. And the thousands of naira you have in your pocket are all
no longer there.
Naira is just like the Zimbabwean money. And I mean, why would the government be aspiring to have naira stable at 1,500? A country like our own, 1,500, and we're import dependent on most everything. Is not a good reflection? The target of the government should be to reduce naira to dollar value to maybe 1 naira, 200 naira to $1 at the most. If not 1 naira to $1. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, I wonder. There's nothing wrong with that.
What's wrong with that? You understand? Yeah. What's wrong with that?
Well, looking at it, you know what we're looking at now. We're going to the economic implications of what we have done, and looking at it, seeing, you know, like that amount of money going to NEL fund and all that, and at the end of the day, you look at it and see that that money doesn't mean much. So I think it's true that the naira is stabilizing now, but I think it would be better, before even giving any loan to anybody, let the naira be made to be at a stable rate so that somebody will know what is collecting. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we have a problem. And so we don't even know what our problem is.
Okay.
And if you don't know what to do, there's no way you can address the problem. I will quickly take us back to, by the grace of God, I turned 70 years old this last 27th of September.
Okay. Okay, just last week.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I happened to have entered into the primary school early because I ate the independent rice.
Okay.
About 4. And again, 1963, when we got our republic, we celebrated. To the time I entered the secondary school. Okay, what can we say of our children now? Did they enjoy such a thing like that? Nothing.
No.
And what am I trying to infer? And we're supposed to improve, graduate.
And just a minute, in addition to that, while growing up, we would always look forward to the march past on Independence Day.
Yes, sir. You know, the parade,
yes.
It's like kind of color,
yes.
You know, beauty to the system. But they're all gone. So, and that's the issues. And what is wrong? What is wrong with the system? Why are we where we are? And that's why I said systemic failure. And there's no way we can get out of it. We have to re-engineer the system if we must move forward. We're talking about enhancing the value of the naira. How can that be? You know, when we are not productive. We are not productive, and the level we can enhance the value of the naira is to be productive. And how can we be productive when the enabling environment is not created? You know, to do job. And so many things are into it. So it's a pointer to the failure of the system. And that's where we need to kind of gender the way forward. Just now, the nation as a nation, we are on a journey to the opposite direction, and there's no way we'll get to our destination. Just that common sense, only by common sense to make a U-turn. So just now, how do we make this U-turn should be our challenge. At the time it was 75 kobo to $1. It's time in the national history.
Yes.
It was I think £2 to a pound to $1. That was the trend.
Naira to a pound.
So how do we now reverse it? Our leaders, they are giving us a picture that our questions doesn't have answers. The challenges doesn't have solutions, which is not true. Okay. This is where we are, sir. So this that should be the challenge. It's not so much of the president's speech. You know, the president, as it is now, doesn't have answers to our questions. Doesn't appear to have the solution to our challenges. So the how do we come is for us, the people, to take initiative, to come and to take responsibility. That's also where the electoral process needs to be refined, and for people to do things differently. About us, instead you keep on doing the same thing the same way, and you expect a different result. So that is madness. And that is what is organized. That is a kind of madness. Doing the same thing the same way and expecting a
different result.
So that can never happen. So we must take a kind of research. Or when you call you training as a writer, yes, I do. And when you to write means you have to do some research. And we are to provide answers to the questions, solutions to the problems. So let's make kind of a deep review of the system. We must think, how do we enhance the value of the naira? How do we get ourselves to be productive? So many things are into it. Just now when you say public holiday, when you say declare a 1 week, people will be happy. Not mean that in a way it affects our productivity.
Yes, it affects the economy. If
you look at it, how many hours in a week say we put in, and so many other ones for leisure. You have public holidays, the annual leave and whatsoever. At the end of the day, there is not even time to work. And those that want to work don't have the enabling environment to work. We must kind of really prove ourselves. And yes, when you say systemic failure, it's not even just this administration. You cannot say it has been going from bad to worse, down the trend. And that should be our concern. So how do we reverse it and go back to the glorious
days, if you like.
Days, if you want to put it that way.
P.W. Botha, one-time president of South Africa, said something. He was saying that the black man is not ripe, or it should not be allowed to rule because they cannot rule. He tried to say that if you allow them, if you give them money, they will concentrate on themselves and use the money to even if you give them guns, they will use it to kill themselves. They get money, they will use it for themselves, for self-aggrandizement and all that. And at the end of the day, they will let the people, they will not be able to rule the people. I don't know. It doesn't mean that that thing he said is really true, because from what I am seeing, though I know there are a few people who have been real good leaders and who led well, I must say this. One of those people that led well is this one that is sitting here with me here. When he was the chairman of a local government, he did well. So, but then there are also the majority of what we're seeing among the politicians of today. They seem to be doing things their own way, and there seems to be no law to guard, to ensure that they do the right thing the right way. Is it now going to confirm what P.W. Butter said against us, Dr. AGUIYI?
Well, Nigeria is a crime scene, I will tell you. P.W. Butter is both right and wrong. He's right because his definition of what a black man will do when you give him gun is correct. His definition of what the black man will do if you give him money, access to the money, is what's happening in Nigeria.
And what he will do when he gives him power,
and what he will do when he will give him power, is happening not just in Nigeria, across Africa. You go to many African countries, what you have are dictators.
And we find, sorry sir, let me just add this, we'll find some people who are presidents who want to be president for life, and they've been president for 30, 40, 50 years. What are you doing there?
Pobia is 90-something years old.
Yes.
He can't even get up from his bed except you help him to get up. General Ali in Uganda is running for election, and he's so old that he can't even walk. But still he wants to. If perchance by mistake, he wins that election. So we have this problem where we don't even know when to stop in our stupidity in Africa. And because you come to Nigeria, we bring it back home here. Nigeria cannot develop except we tackle the issue of corruption. This is one country where you kill your industries and go to import what that industry can produce. This is one country where you kill your education system, kill your universities, only to send your own children abroad at a great cost. This is one country where you create insecurity all over the place, allowing security to thrive all over the country, only to go on vacation to where there is a safe country. This is one country where you destroy your healthcare systems, your hospitals, destroy everything, loot it, embezzle the money, only to pursue medical tourism. There is no single foreign investor I have met that doesn't have a tale of woe to tell about Nigeria. They already understand that if you want to deal with a Nigerian public officer, you can never find one, very rare, to find one who will not be transactional, to look for what to cut will be his own cut before he can put his signature to approve anything. No matter how good that thing will be for the country and for the people. He wants his own cut first. And for God's sake, for crying out loud, if you are interested more in your cut, what you will take out of the money, how then do you negotiate to even know that you're having fair prices? You don't have the power and authority and the moral standard to talk about fair pricing anymore.
Yes.
So this is what you find in Nigerian public service. And when you go in and you come out, your own family will ask you, what did you bring out? And the tragedy of Nigerian leadership is that you might sacrifice all you can effort to make things work and make things good. When you turn your back, I give you just 1 day, 1 month, 1 year. All those legacies you think you have built, all those things you think you have put right, will be reversed by their successor. He'll make it worse. That is why I agree with my colleague in the studio here, that Nigeria is making progress in the opposite direction. If you compare Nigeria of when you were young and now, it's like comparing daylight and darkness. You cannot see any improvement in anything. You might see maybe improvement in that they have built road. At what cost?
The infrastructure development.
At what cost?
That's just
the cost of building 1 kilometer bridge in Nigeria will beat 50-kilometer bridge in China. I just read online that an entire family of a mafia group in China was sentenced to death because of corruption. And if in Nigeria you become, the more corrupt you are,
the more powerful,
the more powerful you become,
the better loved by the people you are.
The more position you are to become the president or governor or senator of Nigeria. You look at everything in Nigeria. You look at this issue between Pengasson and Dangote. You begin to ask yourself, what business does Pengasson that could not run NNPC? What business do they have with people working in Dangote refinery? You couldn't. The NNPC does not produce a liter of fuel, and they have thousands of workers that are drawing millions of naira every month. This is the Pengasson we're talking about. And somebody went and established its own business. Does it mean that if Base University, a private university, have lecturers, they are paying their lecturers as at when due and regularly based on
what they have agreed? Yes.
What have agreed, and the ASU, which the federal government is not paying, went on strike. Then the teacher in Base University will also go on strike.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Does it mean that when the people working in the Ministry of Justice in that judge's office, the lawyers there goes on strike because they are not getting their remuneration. Therefore, private lawyers like me, that is running my own chamber, will also go on strike. Does it mean that if the healthcare workers, the nurses, the doctors that are working in government hospitals go on strike,
then the private
ones in Eko hospital will also go on strike?
No,
it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen that way. If there is any shame in Pengasson, if there is any shame in NNPC, if there is any shame in our government, is to give Dangote a run for his money.
Yes, do something
to make our refineries to work, so that Dangote does not become a monopoly. Because I don't understand why you killed Nigerian Airways, and then you staff of Nigerian Airways will go on strike, and you want Airpeace staffers to join you on the strike. I mean, that is, I'm not a Dangote fan.
Yes, I understand.
But this man is running a private business. What the government need to do, or the system need to do, he called it systemic failure. I don't even know where to start. Make your own institutions to work. So that Dangote, I'm worried, should not become a monopolist. We don't want him to be a monopolist. We don't want Airpeace to be a monopoly in Nigeria. We don't want him to monopolize the aviation sector. But this is a country where the former Minister of Aviation launched Air Nigeria by repenting the aircraft of another
Ethiopia,
and said that it cost how many trillions and billions of naira.
And after that,
all he needed to do was to remain in APC or cross over APC. So it is just, it's a country that is moving in the opposite direction. I don't even know how to start with Nigeria. Deal with the issue of corruption, because, like I said, if you have killed our healthcare system, and then you are pushing foreign tourism, health tourism, it means simply that you are going to be spending dollars for health. If you kill the education system to be sending your children to foreign university in UK, Turkey, anywhere they work, it means that you are paying in dollars.
Incidentally, sir, our president mentioned this. He said that there are hospitals in Nigeria today that are so well equipped that people do not need to go for health tourism anymore.
He should be the first patient in that hospital because he is also undertaking medical tourism. He should live by example.
Tourism, yes.
If he likes, let him build a 5-star hospital in Nigeria. Hand it over to the military, or hand it over to the Air Force, or to the Navy to run. Let that be the hospital he goes to. It is a shame that our president goes to a foreign country, remove all his clothes for foreign doctors and nurses, and take pictures of him, have our dirty secret of how we are, something.
Yes.
I mean, it shouldn't be happening to us.
It shouldn't.
If he said that there's enough hospitals that are well equipped, let him be the first patient. And also, at what cost to the average Nigerian? You see, it begins to get better when there is access for also the common man. Let the public institutions work for the people. Let the public schools work for the people. Let the public refineries work for the people. It is when all these things are working for the people that you can now say, I have done my best for the people. But right now, Nigerian government, Nigerian system is a huge disappointment. That every child that is grown up in this country, the interest and the focus is to get out of this country. You train a doctor today in Nigeria, his major interest is how to get out of this country.
That's correct, sir.
You train them as engineers, the first thing is to get out of this country. You go to the embassy, even as you are a very full-fledged man that has everything at your disposal. The embassy doesn't trust you that you are going to come back to this country. They will deny you a visa because of the way our system, our government has been able to put the country. So we must begin to ask ourselves questions, reflect, how do we go from here? What do we do? Okay, yesterday has gone.
Yes.
What about tomorrow? What can we do moving forward? When the president even said we have overcome the worst era, I saw it as mere platitude and mere talk. Because one, if you say that your tax regime that will burden the people with tax will start in January next year, if you also said that your petroleum tax that you have introduced for 12 naira per liter and 500 naira if you have buying over 10,000, you know and I know that if it is 1 kobo you add on fuel, you've
cost problem.
It costs problem already.
Yes,
1 kobo, just 1 kobo. So if you, the president, knows that, I don't see how next year January will be better than today because of the policy that is on ground and is envisioned. I don't see what miracle. I don't see what will change that other than what will, of course, there will be change. The change will be the worst.
Because it will change for the better, but change for the worst.
It's impossible. It is impossible that it will be a change for the best, because these two things I'm mentioning to you is enough to skyrocket everything, make things worse again. It will even be more worse than his inauguration speech. Remove subsidy.
Yes.
It will be worse. So anybody that is hoping that next year will be better than this year, you are living in a fool's paradise. Because the policies that is on ground and the one that is envisaged to come is like replacing the wipe on you from Koboko to Scorpion.
It's not really funny. Yes, sir. Please go ahead, Emmanuel.
If I said I'm greatly delighted to be here.
Yes.
And, because we are talking to ourselves.
Yes.
And it has been a wonderful team. Your digest.
Yes.
I don't actually. Is it Bota you quoted?
Yes.
Yes.
P.W. Bota.
Yes. Our problem is ignorance, far from the truth, knowingly or unknowingly. And this discussion will go far. See, when you see a stone coming, no enter your house. There's a chapter in this book, the victim, the issue. The victim, the issue, because it's a commonly asked question: who is the problem? Is it the leader or the followers?
Yes.
So, but until we realize that we are the issues, the victim, we will go nowhere. Because it cascades down from top to the bottom. I mean, the ills. So it's not even just to say president as if everything centers on Tinubu. No. All of us are in the mess. and we have to reason how we can get out of the mess, all of us. I also often get weary when we are talking about problem questions. No, let's talk about the solutions. That's what the book is about. Amplifying the solutions, amplifying the answers. 2 plus 2 is 4. 3 plus 3 is 6. If you are saying 3 plus 3 is 7, let us know the basis. This is why we need to challenge the system. We, all of us, from the councillor to the president, people who feel they know should come out and take responsibility for the sole reason to salvage the system. You see, agreed. We'll acknowledge that they are going on the opposite direction. Let common sense help us to make a U-turn. The president is just one person. If you have a good National Assembly, the president will not be in office. I mean, every president will not be in office one day. They will be impeaching. But no matter how bad the president is, when you no matter how good the president, when you have a disconfigured National Assembly, nothing works. The same cascade down to the state level and to the
state
assembly and to the local government and to the councillors.
Councillors, yes.
So this is where we are. Let's overhaul the system. I believe our questions have answers. From these challenges have solutions. It's for us to take the initiative. If the people are ignorant, let's educate them, let's enlighten them. There must be a way forward. It's a let's do it together across the divides. The mumu is too much. We should stop being mumu. We should stop being fools. When I say the three of us here, we can enlarge it. By the time we move aside, bring the fourth person, bring the fifth, and then call it a revolution, call it a movement. Let's think of how to get out of this mess. Yeah, he said it all. For what we are seeing, what we are hearing now,
yeah.
there's nothing like saying the first day on office will be
worse than the remaining days.
Nigeria should think out of the box to make sure it does not happen. We have a constitutional way to it. This same government is already campaigning for 2027, and we are clapping hands. And it should not be. And it's not just if we talk about, we cannot even define the opposition and the whatsoever, because they're all the same, the bad side of the two of the good side of the same bad coins. So Nigeria should think out of the box to get themselves organized and make sure that the right things are done. The right people that have the sensitivity of the masses are put in government. I believe that's just the way out.
Okay, we're still here. We're still talking about all these.
Honestly, I don't like blaming the victims.
Okay.
Because the average Nigerian man is a victim of the system. When you begin to say you are blaming the people, what do you want the people to do? They go to vote. The system steals their votes. They don't have a voice. They put people in the National Assembly. Look at everybody that was put there by Labour Party. They all went there and abandoned the principle.
Yes,
and they all went into the ruling party. And you are saying the people. Why are you blaming them? You are making things worse for them. See, let me tell you, the average Nigerian is not only frustrated, is hungry and angry. Do I encourage them to undertake a revolution? I don't.
Yes.
I was thinking that it is the responsibility of those who donated our power to have the conscience to think of us. We are paying for your health. We are paying for your food. We are paying for your fuel. We are paying for your clothing. We are paying for everything about you, including your grandchildren. We are paying. Only for you to just lead us well. Yet, you turn the gun against us. Yet, you steal and steal and steal that one that will be enough for your generation, 10 generations unborn. In fact, you fix money for their school fees. You don't even know whether you're going to have the children or not. And people are suffering. People that are alive. Do you know how many Nigerians that are dying every day because they cannot afford their medication? Just ordinary high BP medication. Just ordinary diabetes medication. Nigerians cannot afford it. And people are dying in droves, and I'm blaming them. What are they supposed to do? The people that have gotten into the system lack human conscience, lack the fear of God. And that is why it is the way it is. It is for them that, you see, sometimes I don't even care how you get into power. I care much about what you do with that power. Of course, we know there are problems all over the world.
Yes.
The problem is not the problem, but how to solve the problem. How do we solve Nigerian problem? Because it's so complex, complicated that you move from, if you can't beat it, you join them. That was what happened during the Shagari era. You were there. From that time, Babangida came. He said it's new breed. It turned out to be new greed. You understand?
Yes.
And then from the new greed, you turn out to do or die. Introduced by Obasanjo. That, you understand? When you do election, the vote doesn't matter. They just write the result.
The result.
They will move to baboon and the lion and the gorilla, soaking in their blood. And now it is any local. You just can't understand the country anymore. And what do you want the people to do? They have weaponized poverty so much that we become so divided and so polarized as a people that we cannot even. The average Nigerian wants 20,000 naira, 5,000 naira, 2,000 naira to be able to vote his conscience. They don't have any conscience to vote for anymore.
Yes.
They give it to me. Let me eat. I went to have a town hall meeting. I told the women I'm going to give them fertilizers and seedlings so that they can farm. They say they want the one they will shop now. That one that I told them to go and put fertilizer and seedling in their crops. That the cows and
come and destroy them.
Have come and destroy them. And even where the cow doesn't destroy them. That how long will it take for that thing to produce before they can eat? That they will all die off. That you just give them the one they will eat now. So that they prefer me to go and buy them maybe biscuit and mineral and just give to them now or boss. That this one that I'm talking. But I was thinking that I was trying to enlarge the economy.
Yes.
So that you go to the farm, you plant your crops, and from there you feed yourself. But the person I'm talking to is very hungry that he needs food now. And I'll tell you they are right. Because if you see an accident victim that is in coma and has lost a lot of blood, you don't start asking that person whether you have diabetes or not before you put a drip.
Yes.
What you will need is to put drip to stabilize the person. So that Nigerians are in that situation where it's like an emergency. They're like emergency patients brought in coma into the hospital. You need to stabilize the average mentality of the average Nigerian, so that it can at least, when you stabilize, can begin to discuss the other distance. Because these people have wounded the populace. The populace are wounded and badly injured and battered. They need.
The truth must always be told. We must care how our leadership evolve. We must know, we must care. That is it's difficult, but that's the truth. If you don't care, if you don't know, you are not involved on how your leadership, you will not be able to hold them accountable.
No, it does not mean that from what he's saying that is not so. No, but the fact is that what he's saying is, even if, because these days anyhow people must come in there and become whatever, elected people, whether you elect them or not. That's what he's saying. But the fact is that those who have gone in there, let's assume that you took it by force. Why can't you make effort to make the work beautiful so that everybody will be happy with you?
No, the intention from day one is to go there and
let me tell you what I mean.
Okay, sir.
Let me try we can be clear on that.
Okay.
You can come in as a military leader. Most nations are built on dictatorship. You can come into the government as a military through anything.
Yes, through the gun.
But you have the intention to develop your people and equip them. Go to many countries that have moved very far, not democracy. Is China a democracy?
No, China is not.
Is Russia a democracy?
No.
But they care for their people. Is Korea a democracy?
No, South Korea.
Now you can be even a monarchy. There are kingdoms that are built on by monarchs. And they were able to build the modern Europe that we are having today. It wasn't by democracy. That does not mean that democracy does not also build. That's why I said, whether you come in as a Democrat, as an elected person, or you're appointed. When I went in for local government chairman, I wasn't elected local government chairman. I was appointed to come as a transition government. But I know the impact I left behind. I'm proud to talk about it. So you may say I'm not elected, but what I have done, the people that are elected that came after me, I've mastered everything. They didn't have budget. They have budget. They have allocations directly to them. All they're interested in packing the money. So you begin to wonder: is PW data not right? Because he said that if you allow the African man access to money, he will use it for himself.
Yes.
Maybe we did well because we were not allowed access to the money directly. I don't know. But like I said, I was in the government as an appointed officer.
Yes.
Until today, people still think it was like yesterday for them.
Yes.
Where are you? We have died of suffering. We have died suffering. Yes, the small money they give me as security vote, maybe 1 million or 2 million naira. I use it to open up a food bank. We call it Solution Kitchen, where people come and eat Tuesdays and Thursdays, breakfast and lunch. There's no single day of them that don't feed up to 1,000 to 2,000 people, breakfast and lunch. That to me is security. I saw the hunger coming.
Yes.
So we open it and children will be going to school. They just don't have to eat. People from all walks of life will come in to eat. Nobody is asking you where you are coming from. So long as there is the canteen is open, you come in, you serve food, decent food. And throughout my stay in that council, it is from that canteen that I eat my own lunch. So that I make sure that the quality of food
is high enough, good enough.
It's good enough. We're not cooking it because there are poor people coming to eat it. No. It is a way of, and what inspired me to even do that? What inspired me was that I was driving on a certain day, along with my driver. I was sitting in the front, I never used the back seat. And I came by a place they call Amobia, Ukutank, where there is a huge waste dump there. Just very huge waste dump. And I saw a woman picking from the garbage and eating directly. I didn't say that she was picking to take
home to wash or anything.
I said she was eating
right from the garbage.
Yes. I stopped. I said, why is she eating from the dustbin? With all the medical waste, all kinds of waste packed there, heaped there, the mountains. She said her stomach is empty. And I said, is that why you are eating from the waste? He said, who will give her food to eat? I gave her my card. That time was when we were having scarcity of naira. When Emefiele was trying to do whatever he was doing with the naira, which up to today we have not been able to do. Then you go to the bank, even as a big man, you are giving 1,000 naira or 2,000.
Yes.
I had 4,000 naira on me. I gave it to the woman. I said, for the minutes we were standing, she was still looking at the money. She was still looking at the money. And
which was it's been a long time.
She started crying. I started crying too. I said, anytime you this address, come. I will attend to you. She left. She didn't go back to the dustbin to start eating.
Yes.
She left. I told my driver, you can see that this woman you told me is a mad woman, is not a mad woman.
It's not.
It's hunger. I came back and I made up my mind that security vote should go into feeding the people. But guess what? I have people who will call themselves stakeholders or takeholders that want me to give them that food I'm giving to.
Yes.
That bag of rice that I'm giving to poor people.
The poor people.
Instead of bringing to add, so that the stock will become larger and larger. They want me
to give it to them, divert it into their own pockets.
And I said, no, that is not my mission in government. I came for these people. Of course, when it is time to change, they were happy to say they don't want me. Yes. And I said, I'm happy to leave you.
Yeah, exactly.
I've fulfilled my mission to show that this system can work.
Yes.
he take the leader. Why are people calling President Bola Tinubu? He's the one in charge. He's the one on top. He's the commander-in-chief. He can repair this country by living by example.
Yes.
Just he can wake up this morning and repair this country, because other people will begin to emulate him. But if he's doing garrison politics with Wike, the kind of thing Wike is doing in Rivers State,
yeah, okay,
and you are aiding him and enabling him, very soon, godfathers will spring up in all the 36 states. Governors will become worse than school prefects. I say governors in Nigeria, very soon,
will become worse
than school prefects. Because they will not have any authority to even do good. Tell me now, what to use is Fubara. After the humiliation, bad negotiations, bad agreement that I reached, no matter how you cloak it, the man is now walking like a fowl beaten by the rain.
By the rain, yes.
How can he now deliver? His hands are tied, his legs are tied. That's why I say, people call Tinubu is my friend, I love him. I want him to succeed. I want him to be the president. Because I wrote him a memo one time and I said, don't allow Buhari to be better than you. Because I never thought anybody would be worse than Buhari. I never wanted anybody to be worse than Buhari. I thought Buhari was the worst that could have happened to Nigeria. Yeah. So when I see people saying Buhari's era is better, it breaks my heart. Because, like I'm trying to tell you here in the studio, I do not want Buhari to be better than Tinubu. I want Tinubu to be better. And I want who will come after Tinubu to be better than Tinubu.
Yes.
And I don't want anybody comparing Tinubu and Buhari, because that breaks my heart. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCOM, GCFR, is a man that I love and respect. And if not for anything, I want him to succeed. And what I owe him today is to tell him the truth. Yes. People are not happy with you. I don't want anything to happen to you. People on the street dancing and rejoicing because they think you are a bad leader. So he can make Nigeria better. It depends on the leadership.
The same page made from the discussion, but to be properly placed, 3 of us, we are on the victim side of the discussion. Let's see it as it is.
Are you from the victim side?
You may not know. That is where we are.
No,
you see, this is where we are. I'm telling you that I'm on the victim side. I'm also saying,
you don't look like a victim.
You just let me land. You just hold on. I'm also saying that we have 99.5 or 0.05 to, how do I call it, 0.05. And on the victim side now, it's more than 99%. On the victim side, we only have about 0.5% that are on the other side.
But that
I'm coming, sir. Okay. You see, I said earlier that President Tinubu Buhari is Tinubu is the most advantageous person. He can change Nigeria overnight.
Just as you said.
And we will clap hand for him. Yeah. Just, I wish him well. But the narrative, what is on ground now, I said systemic failure. Where I could give former President Goodluck Jonathan 25%, that's a poor mark. I could give Buhari 3%. I'm now constrained to give Tinubu the equivalent 0.5%. They are failures, but there's a huge gap between 25% and 3% and 0.5%. So that is where we are now. I want to say the victim, us the victim, there's a lot we can do to change the narratives. We can do our homework. Us the victim, us. We are the victim. You are. If you are not a victim, you will not be talking the way you are talking. If you are not a victim, you will not be talking the way you are talking.
Okay, we now want to find out some more, because at a time like this, it's normally the time for us to let our viewer, highly esteemed viewer, to make his call or her call, so that we also get to understand what the viewer thinks about the program. So it's time for you to call and tell us what you think. But let me say this, we will pick it just immediately after this very brief break that we'll take. We'll return. Thank you so much. As I said, we'll stay here, and this is the time for us to hear you, to know what you think about it. The phone lines or phone line is already there for you. So just make your call and let's know your own stand. I have been here talking with two gentlemen, I must say 2 writers, and that makes 3 of us seated here on the table. Elder EMMANUEL EJODAME and Dr. CLEM AGUIYI. We are all talking about the same matter, trying to find out how best this nation can go. But then we're basing it, first of all, from what the president has just said. We have picked points, looking at the health sector, he mentioned, education sector, he mentioned, the economic sector, he mentioned all these things. So we're just picking it from there and looking at these things and to know how they are with us at a time like this. Please make your call. Thank you so much. I've seen this first call. Let's find out who it is that is calling. Yes, please. Hello? Hello? Can we hear you, please? Please call again. Please do call again. Let's be part of what you have. Let's hear you. Okay, let's say a little more before we start hearing them. EJODAME,
Yes, sir.
tell us more. If you see that there is a blueprint for national retrieval of this nation, tell us a bit of the thing about it.
Yeah.
How do we retrieve this nation?
The understanding is, for now, we are on a journey to the opposite direction. And so it's clear that we will not reach our destination until we make that U-turn, no matter the degree of frustration. So that's what the call it a project, the Blueprint for National Retrieval project. And say essentially to amplify the solutions, amplifying the answers to the glaring challenges. So it's it kind of takes some details, insight of the challenges and the solutions. If you take issues like security, and I often refer to my late mom, how even though stark interest, could keep our pot of soup safe from us, even as growing up, from being vandalized. We feel that for security, if you give the people, the environment, if they take possession of the environment, the first line, possess the environment, there's no way an invader can come in. I also have some exposure in bio risk management. They tell you prevent the bad guys. You deprive them access. So if you can deprive the bad guys access, they can't. Crime would have be curtailed. If there's another level to, if you also encourage the security agents, those that are involved in security issues, encourage them. Do them well. They will do their job well. And you also address the huge gap between the mass have and the have-nots and the few haves. Okay. Then the system, the sanity will come into the system. And if at our level, to also not talk about professors, those that are trained to do the job, they are given the free hand to do their job, then security will be addressed. Come to the educational sector too. We are talking about allow. That's my constituency. I'm a medical lab scientist by training.
Okay.
Yeah. If you allow public-private partnership, our healthcare would have gone far. If you allow infrastructural development, would have gone far. If you allow professionality, proficiency, would have addressed the ills in the healthcare. Same goes for the education and what all these things are documented. I mean, a part of the you asked me to tell you some few things about the book.
Yes.
So all these are detailed in there, and it's a common occurrence. It's not a kind of, let's say, rocket science issue. These are what our day-to-day interactions. and that's where we are getting our materials from. I also said actually in this issue of in Polity, 2003 I contested. That was my first out in FCT. So I contested the senatorial. It's a kind of research work. The book is a research work from that 2002 till this current dispensation. That's where we are source our materials, and we will feel that it should be a handbook, to Nigerians.
Okay, why I asked you this is that just like yourself, some others have had one thing or the other. They will say this is just the solution to this problem. But why is it that even in spite of all these things, we have even had people who are supposed to be versed in certain fields placed there, yet things will be messed up? Why is it so? Politically speaking, so people are ahead in different sectors, but they are still not getting it done.
Hey, that's kind of explain our predicament. The number one problem we have in this country is leadership failure. Number two is leadership inefficient. Number three is leadership decay. Number four, down the line, it's all centered on leadership. The day we get our leadership right, all these things will have been solved. So that's everything about leadership. Yeah.
Dr. AGUIYI, you have heard him say leadership. And you have earlier said that you don't want to place any blame on the led, but the leadership. What could be the solution?
No, like he clearly identified, and like I've said, Nigerian problem is the leadership. At the beginning of this program, I said, let me commend Nigerians.
Yes,
for enduring 65 years of being a Nigerian. Because this is a country that doesn't care about its people. And everything that has been done to the average Nigerian is done to Nigerians by their leaders to destroy to bruise and destroy them. And yet the people continue to believe, to live as Nigerians. And that's why I say I commend them. It boils down to leadership and leadership sustainability. Because, like I say, one of the worst tragedy that happened to Nigeria, that even if when you go in there and make all the efforts and make all the sacrifices, and even take a bullet like Murtala Mohammed, the person that comes after you will just
jettison everything you've done.
The name of being careful. Even if you want to be like Idiago and say it is war against indiscipline, and you jail the politicians for 50 years for stealing 5 million naira, the person that comes after you like Babangida will give the national award and bring them all back. Even if you are like Jonathan, you did a confab, they threw it away, only to come and spend billions again to say they are doing constitutional conference. Meanwhile, there is a document that contained everything and part of the solutions. And the people that are even doing national conference knew that they cannot succeed in doing it until this assembly will go, because
they will get their own courts.
They will get their own courts. They know. So, the point I am making, which he has made, is how can we get a leader, that leader that will be our own link with you, that leader with a vision and a mission that is consistent in his mission and his vision. And also have people around him
that will support,
who shares in the same value with him. What happens in many states is that the governor has a vision, but the people that are following him doesn't buy into his vision. So whatever they grab, they see, they grab. The big man may not even know that nothing remain for ground.
You know what?
It will take you a lot. As the one on top, whom they have shut the door against, put in an air-conditioned house, air-conditioned office,
and they will continue doing what they do.
They continue doing what they do. It's what they tell you
that you
agree with. It's all they show you that you see. Most Nigerian leaders are, even though they are corrupt, are hostage to corruption.
Yes.
Hostage to corrupt. I like that. You understand?
I like that.
So if when you come in, the first thing civil servant will tell you, this is how we do it. That's the first thing they'll come and tell you, this is how we do it. I call them evil servants, not civil servants. This is how we do it. They begin to teach you corruption.
Yes.
They begin to remind you that when you finish this job, you're going to be hungry if you don't do it this way. Before you know it, they begin to resist you. Memos you are supposed to see, you will not see it. Before you know it, they are going to Babalawo. They are going to spiritualists. Before you know it, they are trying to frame you up. Let me tell you, they will bring you, they will allow vouchers or approval papers to pile up to maybe 300. One evil one will be in the middle.
Yes.
And you are reading and you are signing. And you are turning and signing. You are turning and signing. There's one evil one
down there
that didn't have a cost.
Yes.
They have what they need is their signature.
Yes.
So they will add.
Use it against.
But the one that work with me are so unfortunate that I'm a writer, I'm a reader.
Yes.
So you care to read. I care to read. And every time anything I sign, I must have. If you like, make it 1,000 documents. I will read it. If you like, let it be 1,000. I will read everything. So I will always notice that evil paper that I've slaughtered. I might have to ask them, well, Chima, I didn't know. It's a mistake. Mistake, indeed. Then I will have signed with my green pen.
Yes.
And they will go and put the figure.
And afterwards, they will also read it out to the public.
Because the figure is not always typed.
It's not always typed.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
It is handwritten. So these are the kind of things you see. And they will bring it when you are so tired or sleepy.
Yes.
And they bring it for you. They may bring it at the close of the day. And so somebody like me who doesn't want things to pile up on my table, I don't like it, because the Nigerian public officer want to prove to you that he's busy. When he comes into your office, you see files, and you can't even see his head. Files. I like my table being white and bare, like this is your table, nothing on it.
Yes.
I like to treat everything, let it go. But these people will always want
to stain it somehow.
And if you are not careful, you will sign.
I want to say thank you. You know why I'm saying this? Is because people have been wondering that you see someone that's a very good man, and immediately he gets into office, you don't see that goodness anymore, because a lot of things will make it look as though this man wasn't that person we saw. You know, you see, because sometimes I remember that there were some people, I don't want to mention names now, that had become governors and they left after their tenures. When they were about to come in, everybody would support them. You know, everybody supported them when they were coming in. And then they came in because everybody had believed that, oh, these fellows will do this, they are wonderful. I will look at their track record. But by the time they enter there, after 8 years, they will come out and you'll be looking, imagining, was this the place that man came into? Because nothing to show that he was there, other than negative things in actual fact. You know, I mean, there are governors, if I mention their name now, their names, and people will say, yes, this one. People that have been governors, who are even senators today, people who have been like that. They did wonderful things before they came in. By the time they got there, nothing.
I hear people campaign for Senate or House of Rep seats.
Yes.
Like my brother campaigned for Senate. I'm sure that when he was campaigning for Senate, he was making a lot of promises.
Promises, yes.
When you get to the Senate, they give you what they call the Senate rule.
Yes.
Do you understand what I'm saying? They will give you what? The Senate rule. You find that you cannot talk until you are allowed to talk.
Yes.
And there are things you will say about the Senate.
Yes.
Your colleagues will
suspend you.
So you are governed by the Senate rule. And that Senate rule is, you are going to orientation, what they call orientation, right?
Yes.
Seminars, and you are taught how to conduct a responsible and good Senate.
Yes.
So you can no longer stand up and begin to say
the things you would have loved to say.
You would have loved to say it. And you discover that no bill goes into the Senate or the Parliament that comes out the way it went in.
Yes.
By the time it will come out,
It becomes something
it
else.
has been debated and adjusted, and you understand?
Yeah.
Because if you ask somebody now, what's the role of a parliamentarian? He says to make law. Because, but 70% of the time, they're not making law, they're interpreting law.
Yes.
Who shouldn't be? Who shouldn't be?
Yeah.
You see, these are the issues that is in the whole thing. Balaga shade. The National Assembly is not put there to be an opposition to the president.
Yes.
Because the president has the mandate
Yes.
to lead is the president of the country. Their job is to put him in check and make sure that he achieves his campaign manifesto. Like the problem they're having in America today, Trump came with a manifesto handed over to him by 88 million Americans. And he said, this is what I promised and I'm doing it. The job of the Senate and the House of Reps is to ensure that those agenda comes through and then they put it in check so that it doesn't abuse the Constitution
Yes.
and the law. The same thing with Nigerian National Assembly. If the president have the right vision, the work of the National Assembly is not to oppose it. Their work is to support his vision. It is him that will drive his vision because it is him that have the people's mandate
Yes.
to be their president. National Assembly is there to make sure that his vision comes to reality. And when he is going in excess that may jeopardize the people, they put him in check. That is why. And if the two of them cannot agree, that is why we have the judiciary. The judiciary will be there now to be an arbiter,
Yes.
to settle their disputes. And people will expect that when you go to court, you get fair justice,
Hearing.
fair hearing and justice. But you ask yourself today, is the judiciary actually in Nigeria independent?
Yeah, that's another question. Yes.
Are they independent? And this the lack of independence is also what is affecting foreign investors. Because the average foreign investor that wants to come into Nigeria wants to be sure that if I put in my money here and there's a dispute, I can take my money back and there'll be justice. But when they see how the judiciary interpret the law in favor of the government in power, because the government in power appointed the judges,
Yes.
and the judges is now interpreting in favor of the government, it becomes predictable that if I have an issue with the government, I will not get fair hearing. And they will just send me to jail or close down my business. So it is affecting our economy. And that is even worse when you don't have an independent judiciary, because the judiciary ought to be the last hope
For the common man.
And any investor that is not sure of getting justice will not want to invest his money in a country whereby the law cannot be predicted. Law should be predictable. That is why it is written.
Yes.
So you are in Nigeria, do all the right things. You go to the courts. Because of compromised justice system, you lose.
Yeah,
Affecting our economy.
I think this discussion allows to the fact that the discussion when I use the word ignorance, how would it look like if the essence of a second tenure is a kind of continuation, and if you've done well, the people will gladly,
Ask you to continue.
and when it's also governance, me, I don't regret being introduced as a politician. To me, politics is a game of interest.
Yes.
Collective interest. You are talking about, you are representing the people for their welfare. And if you are arakadede because you are doing well, it's not a fulfillment. I see it as a kind of a family home where, because you are the father, you care for your children, you care for yourself, and you are honored as a daddy of the house. As a mama of the house, you are honored. The children are happy. And we take the president, the country is its own constituency. Whether you are in the mouth, whether they say Tinubu, they hear you. Yeah. But it goes the other way around. They say Tinubu, it goes there. So why can't you pray for good name? To be remembered by posterity.
Well, Elder EMMANUEL EJODAME JP and Dr. CLEM AGUIYI, the legal practitioner, I want to thank you both for being here today, for sharing the moments with me. we will still continue. I'll still get you people again some other time. So we'll talk and discuss the polity as it is, as it will always be on this program. But this is where we'll have to leave the studio, and I want to thank you for taking time, making up time to be here and to be part of this program. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
It's a big pleasure.
Thank you for having me. God bless you richly.
Right. Well, dear viewer, this is where we'll round up what we have for today with you on this program, The Polity. We'll be back again another day, because this program runs Monday to Friday. We'll continue. I want to thank you. It's true, someone tried to call, it didn't go through. I guess others have been trying to, but it didn't pull through. Well, some other time do call. We'll be able to make it, depends on the network. Thank you so much for being there for us. And let me also say special thanks to the fellows with whom I've worked today. There are many of us, so it's not all that I'll be able to mention right now. But above all else, I wouldn't forget to say thank you to Eukarya. And of course, that is one person that has been the fellow directing the program for today. Thank you so much. And to every other person with whom I've worked, to Paul and all, Samuel and all. Thanks to all of you. This is Okechukwu Onubogu. May the best happen to us all the time.